Is this too bright? I don't know, weirdly in my basement I'm sitting under a pot light, so either I need better studio lighting or, yeah, maybe that's better. Anyway, this video is, I guess it's part 2 of recent discoveries, recent acquisitions. Second part of November. Normally I do one of these a month, but then recently, I think in October and November, I ended up getting quite a lot of things. Not that I was looking for things, just things kind of came my way and I ended up acquiring more than usual. So I split it into 2 parts because otherwise it would be insanely long. So let's get right into it then, after that long introduction, with this one from Robert Plant and Alison Krauss called Raise the Roof from 2021. I should have had this long before now because I really love the first record they did called Raising Sand. Why is it Raising Sand and Raise the Roof? They must like the word raise. I guess we'll be looking forward to Raising Hell or Raising Cain or something. But another solid album of really great tracks that they've interpreted or reinterpreted. Double vinyl issue. The first record I bought on CD back in 2007, and then I didn't get the vinyl copy until, I don't know, 2 or 3 years ago, maybe it was 2 years ago, which I quite love. I think it's really great. And then this one is equally good if you ask me. So they like the way their voices work together. Not sure what Led Zeppelin fans think. They're hardcore Led Zeppelin fans because he's singing more quiet music, but I just think they're onto something here. Although, why did they take 14 years for the second record to come out? These awful sleeves here, though. But 2 pieces of vinyl in here. Labels look like that. Really great. If you like the first one, you're probably going to like the second one. And if you like either of these artists, you're going to like this. There's a wide variety of songs in here. Some of these people I don't really know, but Bert Jansch. Let's see. There's one track written by Robert Plant and T-Bone Burnett. We have a Merle Haggard track. We have the Everly Brothers, Alan Toussaint. So a wide variety of interesting tracks. And I think this is really good. Kind of like maybe have that on in the Sunday morning or something. Anyway, I think it's really good. Record number 2 is from a band that I do have 3 records from, in addition to some 12-inch singles. But the funny thing is, I was thinking about this because I have the first 3 records. The last one came out in 1983, and then I have nothing until this record. So I completely ignored this band. I wrote them off, I guess. I just sort of... Well, in actual fact, I wasn't really that into them. So it's actually Duran Duran. Now, I do like Duran Duran to some level. Although when I first heard them, I wasn't quite sure that I did. I liked the tracks. You know, the singles that came out. Planet Earth was okay. I didn't mind Rio, Hungry Like the Wolf. I love the unedited or the uncensored version of the video for Girls on Film. Maybe I liked it a little too much. But after 1983, I just ignored them entirely. And they have released lots of things between then and this, which came out in 2021. 38 years future past. So between 1983, my last one, and this, 38 years passed, and I did not buy a single record from them. Why is that? So there were 6 singles released from this record. I hadn't heard any of them until I bought the record. It's called Future Past, if I didn't say it. This is the complete edition. The other version, which has a colored sleeve, has fewer tracks. This has some extra tracks on here. And there's some collaborations on here. So we have Give It All Up featuring Tove Lo. Don't know who that is. We have Hammerhead featuring Ivorian Doll. I don't really know who that is, although I did watch a live performance with her, and so I had to listen to her and saw her performance. More Joy featuring Chai, which is an Asian pop group, Korea or Japan, I can't remember. And then Mike Garson is on the last track. Bruce Coxon of Blur plays guitar on this record. Interesting thing for me, I will say that, a lot of bands from the 80s continue to make music even to the current day, and they've evolved their sound a little bit. I'm not saying this hasn't evolved, but I think that if you heard this in the 80s, it would sound like it belonged there. Like, it does really sound like the 80s. There's the gatefold. Now I'm going to show you what's in here because it's actually a really nice package. By the way, this was $39 or $40 or $45, and I paid $20 for it. So not something I would have bought necessarily. I wouldn't have paid full price for it, but for that price I thought, okay, I'll have a listen. So this booklet is called Past, and it features a lot of, photography from the past. So some old images You're not going to be able to see these very clearly, but of the band. For example, that. What else do we have here? I think that's Grace Jones, possibly. I don't know who the blonde woman is. I should know, but I'm drawing a blank. Maybe someone can tell me. And if I got Grace Jones correct there. And then we have, yes, Diana, Princess of Wales. That's a famous photo, I think, right there. What else? And then this from a contact sheet, I guess. And then there's a more contemporary photo. I hit my mic again. Contemporary photo there. So the first record in here comes in the sleeve, and it's on colored vinyl. You probably already guessed that it's red vinyl to match that booklet. Makes me think of Christmas. And the second record in here also has a booklet. So very similar sleeve, and then a green booklet with very abstract, arty kind of images that aren't going to make you think of Duran Duran necessarily. Yeah, I think at the early days I thought they were a little too mainstream, and I wasn't really interested in mainstream music, I guess. I mean, in some respects I was, but it didn't really interest me that much. Credits here, and then another more contemporary photo. And you guessed it, this is on this green vinyl, completing the Christmas theme there, I would say. So all in all, I would say I've listened to this once. I also watched some videos, and I would say that it sounds like Duran Duran. Again, I'm not a giant fan, but I think it's not bad. I wouldn't, as I said, I wouldn't have paid full price for it, but it isn't too bad. The record shop I bought it that said they played it a lot. They really liked it. So that was brand new, sealed, of course. And now here's a band that I didn't really know anything about until I started watching vinyl community videos, and they popped up now and again. And it's strange that they kind of passed me by, because I know a subsequent band from one of these members called Queens of the Stone Age, but this is Kyuss. This is Muchas Gracias, the best of Kyuss from the Runout Groove limited edition, and you'll see there's a price tag there of $59.99 Canadian, $60, and I paid $20 for a sealed copy. This is copy number 13,256, limited edition. This is not really, I think it's a bit of a misleading title because it's not really best of. Anyway, I should say that when I started watching VC videos, one channel in particular that was Aaron with Alamer showed Kyuss from time to time. And in fact, I won his contest, and he sent me a record called Welcome to Sky Valley from Kyuss, stoner rock. I guess that's how you describe them. And I quite liked it. So when I saw this in the store for not $60, but $20, I decided to grab it. It has two records in here, polyline sleeves, and I'll just pull one out so you can see what they look like. This kind of cool blue color, so they're both like that. It's funny that I think I started to say and didn't say, it's funny that it's called a best of, because it's really rare tracks and B-sides, so not really a traditional best of, but still quite interesting. So yeah, that's kind of interesting. I'll have a listen to that some more. Next is an artist that honestly I should like a whole lot better than I do, considering I'm a huge fan of the Smiths, and that is Johnny Marr. Now, I loved his guitar playing in the Smiths. I just think everything worked in that band. And I guess I was holding out hope for a reunion. I guess that's not going to happen with the death of one of their bandmates, but I don't love Johnny Marr's solo work as much as I thought I would. I will say that I think his singing has gotten stronger as time has passed. And there's no doubting his guitar playing. I mean, he's kind of a guitar genius, I would say. This is Fever Dreams parts 1 to 4. I think the first two parts were released on 12-inch, kind of like EPs, and then the whole package came out. This was a lockdown record, really. I mean, he wrote it during lockdown, and it came out in 2022, although the first 8 tracks were in 2021, and then they were packaged with this. So here we go. You can see that. Limited edition. Some of these came with a art print that he had signed, but sadly mine does not have one. This was his highest charting record, believe it or not. So yeah, it's yeah, every time I hear Johnny Marr solo, I'm sort of thinking I like it, but I'm not sure it's as good as I think it will be. If that makes any sense. Two inner sleeves look like this, and I'll show you the records because they are colored, as a lot of things are today. And we have this turquoise, I guess it was called turquoise color. Very nice, right? They both look like that, and it says limited edition, but I don't know what that means. Like, how many are they? If it's just this color's limited, there might be others released in future that are a different color. Who knows? But this is good. It's just every time, as I'm repeating myself, I hear Johnny Marr, I wish it would be somehow better. I don't know if that makes sense. Maybe it's the voice. Maybe I'm expecting to hear Morrissey sing. I don't know, but it's okay. Now, I was having a kind of a comment back and forth thing with Mark Morris in one of his videos. By the way, if you don't know Mark's channel, you should. I mentioned that in the 90s, at least in the early part of the 90s, I wasn't really listening to music that everyone else was listening to. I went down some really weird rabbit holes. And so there's a whole number of bands from the 90s, especially the early 90s, that I simply do not know. And this was one of them, Primal Scream. I didn't know who Primal Scream were until years and years after the fact. I just totally missed them. And they're not the only band that I totally missed. I was listening to very weird things in the 90s, which may be the subject of a video someday. But this is Give Out But Don't Give Up, the original Memphis recordings. So you may know the original album, which I think came out in 94, Give Out But Don't Give Up. Some years ago, someone, I can't remember the whole story, found a box with tapes from an original mix of that record, which was released in 2018. And in 2021, they put this, which is kind of a deluxe edition of that release, because it has all the tracks from the original album and the original mix, which is called the Tom Dowd mix. And then there's some bonus tracks here. So you have the original album and the Tom Dowd mix, which is quite different from the original. Now, I haven't even heard the entire original album, believe it or not. I've only heard some of the tracks. So when I heard some of these, I don't have anything to compare it with because I didn't know them, if that makes sense. Oh, by the way, this is a limited edition numbered. This is 897. So it has those tracks, and then it has 3 sides of outtakes, the Ardent outtakes. So there's 5, 10, 19 different tracks, which you may be able to see here. You could look it up, of these other tracks. I don't know if you can read that. But so this opens up in a trifold because there's 3 records. So we have some information here about the band. We have a photograph there. And then we have a large photograph here. And I will pull out the first one and the booklet so you can have a look at that. Polyline sleeve. So this is record 1, sides A and B, 33 RPM. A pretty cool looking label, I have to say. And then the booklet that comes with it, here it is. Looks like this. So it has some tracks front and back. And then inside the booklet we have an essay, but also some photography, image of a tape, images of the band. More images, more words. Lots of words there. And that and the back. So, the funny thing is I'm not in a position to compare this with the original album because I don't know the original album well enough, and there's some things I still don't know. But I have read some reviews which suggest that these are better mixes than the... there's more of a 70s feel than the original, which is a real 90s feel. Maybe a bit Rolling Stones-ish in places. But I'm going to have to go back now. I've got some work to do to go back. But I think, you'll know the song Rocks. I think that was a very popular song. Sounds like a Rolling Stones song in some respects. So this has a more 70s feel. I remember hearing someone say something like, maybe these wouldn't have been as welcome, these mixes in the 90s, but they're sort of okay now. But because people were expecting 90s sound, this isn't quite it. It's something like that. But I'm not knowledgeable enough to know that. But interesting. Now, this was in the shop for... I think it was $69.99 or $79.99, but I got it for, I'll let you guess, but it was $20, brand new sealed copy. So I wasn't going to leave that one there. It just was too good to be true. Next one, we only have 2 left. This is My Morning Jacket. And that also ties into the last Mark Morris video I watched because he mentions My Morning Jacket. This is My Morning Jacket 11/5/21. Now, in Canada, well, of course, in the United States, people say that's November 5th, 2021. But in Canada, that would be the 11th of May because we do it properly up here, just like they do in the UK. Day, month, year, not month, day, year. Although when I worked in the bank, they did it wrong too. Auditorium Theater, Chicago, Illinois. My Morning Jacket, Volume 2. My Morning Jacket Live, Volume 2. Beautiful package. Look at that. Trifold again. So this image is here and here. Opens up to here. And it's a beautifully done package. Has lots of information you might want here. And the came with a download code, which I do like. Non-polyline sleeves, which I'll have to fix here. And these lovely orange records. Each one looks like this. And this is pretty fantastic. Starts out with Victory Dance. What a great track. It beats for you. Love, love, love. Just hold up the tracks here so you could maybe get a sense of what's on there. Of course, I would never buy a live, well, I'm saying this, but I would never buy a live My Morning Jacket record if it didn't have Holding On to Black Metal, and this definitely does. Last Track on Side D, my favorite My Morning Jacket track. Beautiful song, love it. But this is really, really good. What was the price on this? It was between either $40 or $50, I can't remember, but it was marked down to, well, maybe I'll let you guess on that. And finally, a record from 2018, the band's 12th record. This is Eels, The Deconstruction. This is a double 10-inch album. It's also available on a 12-inch, but this is just happens to be the one that I found. And it's really good. Eels are a band that I love everything. Whenever I hear them, I love them. I just think that something about his voice I just find really compelling. And I don't have a lot of Eels. I have a few, and every time I see them, I buy them if the price is reasonable. And I don't see them that often. I know you can get some on Amazon, but the prices are kind of crazy these days. But there are some real mellow things on this record. It was their first record after a 4-year break, so they kind of disappeared for a while. And I say they, really, there's only one guy who's really the constant member. And this is a double 10-inch record on this color, whatever this is. I don't know, yellowish, I suppose. Double 10-inch record is a bit challenging because you have to get up twice as often to flip it over, and then you don't have time to sit down. I have a Radiohead double 10 inches as well. I think I'd probably prefer the 12, but this price was so good that I was going to do it. There's record number 2. Same colored vinyl, different image here. Fantastic, lovely album. That's it. That's everything I got. Well, not everything. There might be a little backlog. By the way, I'm going to a meetup on Friday with 3 other, as far as I know, there should be 3 other VC channels on Friday. And so if things go well, I'll have some things to show in a subsequent video about what happened that day and things that I bought. If I bought anything, usually I do, but if I don't, then I don't. But you can look forward to that one. That's it for today. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.